news update from Western Mass News.
Good morning, I'm Amanda Callahan. Here's your latest news update from Western Mass News. Yesterday's heavy rain in Western Mass slowed down traffic for a number of folks heading home after the holiday. According to AAA, the Sunday after Thanksgiving is known as one of the busiest days for travel, with around 50 million Americans expected to make their way back home. Today, the suspect who was injured in an officer-involved shooting in Springfield 2 weeks ago is expected to face a judge for a dangerousness hearing. 26-year-old Yasar Fardin was arraigned last Wednesday. Police say he stole a car back on November 16th, and later, when he was cornered by officers, tried driving towards them. That's when he was shot in his elbow. Fardin is being held without the right to bail. Police now say they're looking for a suspect or suspects after a fire at a Holyoke business last week. Around 3 a.m. Friday, crews from multiple fire departments respond to a fire at General Cleaners. No injuries were reported, but Massachusetts state troopers from the state fire marshal's office were called in to investigate. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Holyoke Police Department's Criminal Investigation Bureau.
All right, good morning, everybody. The rain from yesterday has moved on out. We're going to have a lot of leftover clouds today, but we are dry and we're fairly mild this morning as well. Temperatures starting out in the 40s. We'll end up near 50 again today, but the cooler air is going to be working in late afternoon and into the evening. While that is happening, the breeze will pick up and we'll see a little bit more in the way of sunshine from about mid-afternoon and as we head towards the end of the afternoon. Of course, the sun is down so soon, so we're not going to see a lot. We'll call it mostly cloudy overall with a high near 50. That puts temperatures above normal for this time of year. As we go into the overnight tonight, though, we'll back down into the 20s by tomorrow morning. The breeze will diminish, and tomorrow should feature quite a bit of sunshine around. Seasonable in the afternoon. The wind will be lighter. Highs in the mid-40s. Wednesday, we start dry. Heavy downpours, perhaps, maybe even a rumble of thunder late Wednesday into Wednesday evening as the wind picks up. Strong cold front moves through Wednesday night. And then it's windy and cooler and dry for Thursday. The wind will ease on Friday. Right now, the weekend, Saturday looks to be the better. Sunday looks to be the better of the two weekend days. Have a great day, everybody.
Stay with Western Mass News on air, online, and on our app throughout the day for breaking news, weather, and exclusive content.